Hello there. So, are you curious? Can deaf deliver pizza? Yes, of course they can. I have worked about 3 years as a pizza delivery man when I was younger. So, first things first, how did I get hired? Well, first, I saw an ad that they were hiring servers. So, I applied, and I knew that I needed to convince my manager to hire me, even though there weren't many applicants. I had a good car, I had my driver's license, I had everything I needed. So the manager asked me, he said, how do you plan on communicating with the hearing? And I told him, writing. The same as we're doing now. I understand you and you understand me, but he didn't seem too convinced. So I suggested, how about we just give it a 2-week test run, just a trial to see what happens, how it goes, and if customers complain, then obviously I will leave. He thought that was a good idea and accepted. So I was excited. That was a big step for me to convince him to hire me. So, alright, I'm ready to serve, and I go up to the first door, and I make sure I smile, and I knock on the door, and I'm holding the pizza, and I wave, and the man starts talking, so I point to my ears to show that I'm deaf, and I show him the receipt with the cost on it. We exchange money, and that's it. The communication was just limited to the necessities, and it was great. I really got in a groove. And then one night, it was an awful experience. But my boss came up to me, and he was so excited, and he told me, you are going to deliver a pizza to a deaf customer. And at first, I was curious if I knew the person, I was interested. We'll see. So I got my car, and I drove to their house, and I knocked on the door. I was standing there waiting, and I knocked again. And that was dumb because they're deaf. So obviously I rang the doorbell, and the light flashed inside, and I just stood there with a straight face. The door swung open, and this woman came out, and she started signing at me like, you're so late, did you even look at the time, and all sorts of stuff. And I just was overwhelmed, but I stood there and I took it. No expression. And she finally asked, how much does it cost? And I signed back $14.85. And she was shocked. She said, oh my word, you know sign? Whoa! So she called her roommates. There was 3 of them, and they all came rushing up and asked me all these questions. Like, who's your teacher? Where are you learning sign language? And all these things. I just took it, and I said, hey, I just want to, let you know that I'm deaf, and I've known ASL my entire life. And they were shocked. They said, you're deaf? That's impossible. You can be a pizza delivery man. And I was like, I'm here. Do you want this pizza? Or I could leave? But no, you want it. Okay. So, we exchanged money, and I went on my way. And they gave me a lousy tip. But what are you going to do? It's a funny story, right? So, can I eat now? Thank you.